Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Hope, helping other people endure. This morning I have a great thought for you, and one that I've had to learn to practice in my own life, and it's something that we all need to learn to do, because we don't always have people around us to help us with this particular thing. Just a few words out of the book of 1 Samuel, chapters 30 and verse 6. It said, "But David encouraged himself in the Lord his God." Now, very quickly, the story here is that David was planning on going to war, got sent home. The army didn't want him around. That's another big backstory. But on his way back home, they rounded a hill and they looked at the city where they lived in, and the city was burned. Smoke was rising. They galloped a little faster. They got to the city. No one was around. All their animals, all their possessions, and more importantly, all of their families were gone. The city was burned to the ground. Everything that they had left behind, thinking it was safe and secure in the walls of the city, had been captured and taken away by an enemy. So, all of his men, all of his followers, for some reason we do this often, but they blame David. And the story goes that they were planning on stoning David to death. And in the verse we read, the first part of the verse is, "And David was greatly distressed." In life, there are things that happen to us. There are circumstances that take place. There are global things that happen that can cause us to have distress, that can cause us to be stressed, that can cause us anxiety, that can cause us to have fear. And it can feel like the people around us really want to pick up stones and stone us. It's like they're kicking us when we're down. But I want to draw your attention to what David did. He called over his priest, his pastor, the man of God, and said, "Bring on the ephod." And he encouraged himself in his God. And then he asked God for help. In the end of the story, they got everything back and more, because God helped them, and they decided, instead of wallowing in our self-pity, we're going to be encouraged and we're going to go and do what needs to be done. There are times in our lives when we really got to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps and get things done, because no one else is going to help us. No one else is going to encourage us. Everybody else is in fear. Everybody else is in anxiety and stress. And so we have to pick ourselves up and say, "I'm going to do this." Now, how are some simple ways that you can encourage yourself? Well, these are some things that I've done. Listen to your favorite song. Really get into the emotion that it envelops in your soul and bring it to being and encourage yourself with that song. As someone who reads the Bible, I like to get out a few of my favorite verses and read through them and really encourage myself with the message of those verses. Listen to positive music. There's a lot of negative stuff out there, but there are lots and lots of positive music out there. I listen to a couple Christian radio stations, klub.com and air1.com, and there are several other stations out there that play positive, encouraging, uplifting, inspirational music. Read a good novel. When everybody got sent home and there was lots of time and hockey was canceled and karate was canceled and all these different events were canceled, there was more time. And so a couple weekends I decided to read some books, and I read 3 or 4 Western novels, and it was really fun and uplifting. The stories themselves weren't necessarily inspirational, encouraging, but it was just fun to lose myself in that Western world. And then have a good workout. There's something about just having a good sweaty workout that just uplifts the mind and puts endorphins in your mind and helps you get encouraged. And another thing, pray and sing. A good prayer meeting will always help and uplift you. Sing your favorite songs. Get your guitar out, get your piano. Sing along with the music that you're listening to. It just sort of uplifts and encourages you. And finally, I would say, find good daily. Let's see if we can live that mantra today. Find good daily. This weekend, tomorrow's Good Friday and this weekend is Easter weekend, let us take time to find good daily. In the midst of all the craziness that's in this world right now, and in our own lives and the fears and the anxiety, find good daily. It will really help uplift and encourage yourself. Just find it. If you look for it, you will find it. You'll find people doing good to others. You'll find people that are happy. You'll find people that are encouraging. You'll find good daily if you look for it. So as we close this episode number 4, let me remind you, hope is something you can have. Hope is there for the taking. So today, encourage yourself. Take hope. Lift yourself up. And the God of peace will keep and guard your hearts and minds. God bless you. Thank you for watching. And we'll catch you next time on The Hope Project.